The Caracan defense Maroczy variation makes an appearance as Siddharth and Firman Syah prepare for a tactical duel in Asian Individual Chess Championships 2025 Open Round 6. On E4. On C6. On D4. On D5 entered in Caracan defense Maroczy variation. On F3. Queen B6. Knight C3. On takes E4. Bishop C4. Knight F6. On takes E4. On E5. Threatening pawn takes D4. Knight F3 played by Siddharth. Threatening knight takes E5. On takes D4 played by Firman Syah. Queen takes D4. Queen takes D4. Knight takes D4. Bishop D6. Bishop G5. Bishop E5. Firman Syah considers playing. Bishop takes D4. Rook F1. Bishop E5 and take decisive advantage. King castled queenside played by Siddharth. King castled kingside. Knight F3, it is novelty move. Threatening knight takes E5. Knight BD7 played by Firman Syah. Knight takes E5. Knight takes E5. Bishop B3. Bishop E6. Bishop takes F6. Pawn takes F6. Rook HF1. Threatening rook takes F6. King G7 played by Firman Syah. Rook F4. Knight G6. Threatening knight takes F4. Rook F2 played by Siddharth. Bishop takes B3. Pawn takes B3. Rook Fe8. Rook Df1. Threatening rook takes F6. Rook E6 played by Firman Syah. Knight E2. Rook takes E4. Knight G3. Threatening knight takes E4. Rook E5 played by Firman Syah. Knight F5 check. King G8. Knight H6 check. King G7. Knight F5 check. King G8. Knight D6. Threatening knight takes B7. Rook D8 played by Firman Syah. Threatening rook takes D6. Rook takes F6 played by Siddharth. Rook E2. Knight takes B7. Rook DD2. Threatening rook takes C2 check. Rook takes C6 played by Siddharth. Rook takes G2. On H3. Knight E7. Threatening knight takes C6. Rook C4 played by Siddharth. Knight D5. Knight D6. Siddharth considers playing. Rook C8 check. King G7. Knight F5 check. King G6. Knight H4 check. King G7. Knight takes G2 and establish a winning position. Rook Df2 played by Firman Syah. Threatening rook takes F1 mate. Rook takes F2 played by Siddharth. Rook takes F2. Rook G4 check. King F8. Rook E4. Siddharth intends to play. Rook D4. Knight F4. Rook A4. Knight takes H3. Rook takes A7. Rook F6. Rook D7. Knight F4. On b4 and seize the initiative. On f5 played by Firman Syah. Threatening pawn takes e4. Rook e5 played by Siddharth. Threatening rook takes d5. Knight e7 played by Firman Syah. Rook e6. Knight d5. Rook e5. Threatening rook takes d5. Knight e7 played by Firman Syah. On c4. On f4. Rook e6. On f3. Rook f6 check. King g8. Knight e4. Threatening knight takes f2. Rook e2 played by Firman Syah. Threatening rook takes e4. Knight c3 played by Siddharth. Threatening knight takes e2. Rook f2 played by Firman Syah. Knight d1. Siddharth considers playing. Knight takes f2. King g7. Rook takes f3. King g8. King d2. Knight c6 and dominate the board. Rook f1 played by Firman Syah. King d2. On a5. Knight e3. Rook f2 check. King c3. Siddharth is looking to play. Knight g4. King g7. Rook f4. Rook f1. Knight e5. Rook e1. Knight d3. On f2. Rook takes f2 and increase their advantage significantly. King g7 played by Firman Syah. Rook f4. Siddharth is looking to play. Knight g4. Rook f1. Knight e5. Rook e1. Knight d3. Rook f1. King d2 and seize the initiative. Knight g6 played by Firman Syah. Rook f5 time to think, find the best continuation for Firman Syah. Knight e7 is the correct move because rook takes a5. Rook e2. Knight f5 check. King f6. Knight takes e7. Rook takes e7 position is equal. Let's proceed to the main line. Threatening knight takes f4. Rook f5 played by Siddharth. Siddharth wants to play. Knight g4. Rook f1. Rook takes a5. On f2. King b4. Knight e7. Rook a7 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Knight h4 slightly worse move played by Firman Syah. Threatening knight takes f5. Rook takes a5 played by Siddharth. Rook h2. Knight f5 check. Knight takes f5. Rook takes f5. Rook takes h3. Take a moment to spot the best move for Siddharth. King d4 is best move here because on h6. King e4. Rook h4 check. King d5. Rook h3. King e4. Siddharth have small advantage. Let's go to the main variation. Rook takes h3. On c5 is a mistake played by Siddharth. Siddharth is preparing to play. King d4. King h6. Rook f4. King g7. Pawn b4. King g6. Pawn b5, and gain a significant edge. King g6 played by Firman Syah. Rook f8. Do not rush. Can you find the strongest move for Firman Syah? King g7 is best move here because Rook f5. King g6. Rook f8. King g7. Rook f5. King g6 position is equal. Let's explore the main variation. Threatening king takes f5. Rook f8 played by Siddharth. King g5 is a critical mistake. Played by Firman Syah. King d4. Rook h4 check. King e5. Time to think. Find the best continuation for Firman Syah. Rook h6 is best move here because Rook takes f3. Rook c6. Rook g3 check. King h4. Rook c3. Pawn h5. Still Firman Syah is losing. Shifting to the main variation. King e5. King g4 is not the best move played by Firman Syah. Pawn c6. Rook h5 check. King e4. A tough loss for Firman Syah, who resigned under pressure.